This is where we've got to see actually that God is you. God created you as the offspring of itself. God is you, stepping down into space-time matrices to experience the reality, to glean unto yourself the archiving of your self-identity. And as you return to God, you can return all of those experiences, which are perpetual motion life, back into God's source memory. God is you. He sent himself into space-time and split himself into many members. Many sons of God, sons, radiant ones. And he sent them down. And don't forget, we were interfered with by alien intruders. Those who fell into black hole fall. Those who separated themselves from God's source and no longer had perpetual motion returns to God, quantum generation and returns to their own selves. Those ones who alienated themselves, isolated themselves, and caused a finite system of implosion. Those ones there who created technology to siphon energy from other living systems, those black hole fall agents, still parts of consciousness of God but disconnected, are working in our members. Those black hole agencies, the Bible calls it the devil, Satan. Those powers and wickedness in heavenly places, that work in us, demons. Those separated agencies from God's source that work through the hologram of the human existence, perpetuating their agendas through the human existence, not only in this earth, but through the many, many, many billions and squillions and countless planets and stars within the multi-cosmos of expression. It's amazing, like they are sucking our energy. Because why? They hybridize us. What does it say in Genesis 6? The Nephilim came down and found the women of the earth to be comely. Comely. They came into them and they inseminated them and they produced offspring which were hybrids, which we are. We are the hybrids of the alien intrusion. The genetic code in our biological anatomy is the corruption that came down as the spawn, the dark spawn of the dark fallen sun that penetrated into this earth realm and corrupted the women that created offspring that we are. We are the offspring of the hybridization, of the corruption, of the remote control from the black hole matrices that operate through us instantaneously to fulfill their agendas through us. The black hole matrix fulfills its agenda remotely through us, the agents on the earth, agents of destruction. Repent! Turn away from the corruption! Receive the living God again and hear the voice of God, not the voice of dead men and the resonant signatures of the genetics of the alien intrusions that have happened throughout the ages and eons of time that have infiltrated your system here called the solar system of this earth. Repent! Be not partakers of that corruption, but be partakers of the divine nature. You all are the alien intruders, every one of us on the planet. Let every man be a liar. Let every man be a liar and God be true. All of us here are corrupted. Repent. Turn away from the corruption and return your heart to the living God and hear the voice of the living one and do the will of him as he works through you. Everyone here are agents of destruction on some degree. Many of us have turned away from destruction and dissipation. Many of us here have turned away from it, and we are allowing ourselves to do the will of God. Father, work through me. Jesus said, of myself I can do nothing. But Father, you do all things through me. I can only say what I hear you saying, Father of life. I can only see what I see you doing, Father of life. John 8:44. But you are of your father the devil. You do the works of the devil. You do the works of him, your father. But I do the works of my Father, which is life. Let that Father of life return to you, and you can mortify the deeds of the flesh. You will mortify the deeds of the flesh. You will put to death the corruption that's still working through the templates of your hologram, of your temple of expression, and you will no longer perpetuate the agendas of the black hole technology that has harnessed this earth and is siphoning the energies into black hole vortex destruction. I know a lot about this. It's time for you to become the agencies of God. It's time for every one of you to mortify the deeds of the flesh within you. It's time for every one of you to put to death all of those deeds and contractual arrangements that you have in space-time with the distortion, with the alienation, and time for you to rejoin back into the perpetual motion life flows of the kingdom of heaven within you and around you, through you and for the glory of God and for the glory of all. You are the one that God has chosen and called out of the world. You are the one prophesied to come forth. You are the Christ of God. You are the Christ of God. Awake, you who sleep. Awake, you who sleep. And walk in righteousness and truth, and only let the Father work in you, which is your own self-identity, your own reality before the world was. Awake, awake, awake. I hand over the mic.